Crypto hedge funds, for the lack of the better term, are dime a dozen nowadays. So we're talking about platforms where you put your money and then you expect X amount of return after a certain period of time, or if they're doing something like trading regularly, then they distribute profits back to you. This one is a bit peculiar. So it has a mixture of whatever they used to advertise previously during the bull run, where you invest into specific things or plans, to call them, for the lack of the better term, and then you submit a request and then they give you money back. So let's dive into it. So this one has been going on for a while. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the name of the platform, BrunoEX, but I decided to do a quick cover up. I decided to talk about it really quick because there are a few things that are important to understand when it comes to platforms like these. So the quick TLDR here is that they have two service offerings. So the first one, and the one they advertise at the top of the page, is that you can buy, sell, and exchange cryptocurrencies. Now, what they use to basically provide the service is a bit unknown. All right, so on the website there aren't a lot of information in that regard. Now they say, if you scroll down at the bottom, that they also leverage Uniswap and PancakeSwap, so I guess that's where they feed from. But if that's the case, then why not just go there directly? Maybe it's easier if you don't want to connect your wallet, so to speak, because I'll show you how this works in a second. And they also, so just to complement this, they also provide on and off ramp solutions, meaning you can leverage your credit or debit card to buy crypto. All right. The second service offering is that there are investment plans with decent returns. I'm going to show you these investment plans, and we're going to talk about those returns shortly. But you need to register an account in order to take advantage of these plans. So you see, this goes back to the idea of whatever platform that were used to, for example, operate back then, and they were quite popular, so to speak, and where you have to register, you choose an investment plan, and then you expect some sort of return at the end of the term, basically. But you don't need to register to transact, by the way, on off-ramp or exchange. Now, few technicalities. There's a minimum deposit of 10 USDT because it's on the Binance Smart Chain, so that's the blockchain where you send the money to. There's a 5% referral bonus and a 10% deposit bonus. The deposit bonus means that if you invest $1,000, means your investment is now worth 1,100. And also those promotional outputs are also very popular. And they advertise that depending on the plan, profit distribution will happen. So it could be daily or monthly, but the principal you'll get back at the end of the investment term. So assumingly, you're getting, let's say, 50% return after 3 months. After 3 months, you get 150% of your money. So 1.5 times overall, that's the money you get. So your principal plus your 50% profit. All right. So overall, that's what the platform offers. Okay. So just to make things clear, there isn't any separate white paper here. So if you want to learn more, there is a frequently asked questions section. So if I click on it now, it will take us there, and it will show you basically a list of, how it works, a list of questions, and underneath there are the answers. Now, before we check the investment plans and a few things, I just want to, how I usually do things. If you've been a part of this channel for a while, you'd see that there are always pros and cons. So let's dive into this for a second. Now, the platform does what it says. Okay, so you can buy, you can sell, you can exchange. This has been verified, no problem. Also, they have been running for 45 weeks now, non-stop. So the investment plans are running, and people are getting their profits when they claim them, meaning, like I said, depending on the plan, could be monthly, could be daily. Now, the other side of the coin, where things get a bit shady, first things first, is that there is no clarity in regards to the method used to generate those profits, that yield. Because they don't specify if there's trading happening in the background, if they're doing this on chain with generating yield, or whatever other method they're doing to generate these profits. It could be off chain, it could be physical through, I don't know, actual products elsewhere. So we don't know. It could be portion of the fees generated from buying, selling, transacting crypto on their platform. Again, very unclear. And if you go to the FAQs and you check the questions where it says who is the team behind this, it's also quite unclear. It only says that team of professional traders, so I'm guessing trading is in the background, but still. And also the investment plans are a bit underwhelming from the perspective is that you're taking a risk by giving your money with many, question marks in between, and then the returns are not great for that risk. Meaning, there's an investment plan that would give you about 12% in 3 months, which is something you can, try to get by trading, or you can even do that on chain. So yeah, we're gonna quickly look at them for a second so you could understand what I mean. And you cannot, unfortunately, off ramp. So if you try to go right now and sell crypto, it's disabled, so that doesn't work as well. And if you want to buy or exchange, the rates are off, from a couple of percentage points from whatever you see on the market right now. So the market rate or the market face value is much better to get into versus whatever rate they're offering here, and the rates are ever changing, so I'm not sure what they're leveraging to get that exchange. So overall, all right, so it's on the high risk spectrum, or I would say pretty high risk spectrum. And this is all the service offering that they have. And just to prove my point here, if I go home and if I try to exchange, I'll show you that, yeah, sure, you don't need anything. You don't need to KYC basically to do that. But I'll try just to pull up a random pair between USD and Bitcoin, for example. And right now, Bitcoin is trading at 25,800-ish, so to speak. So here we are. So let's say we're sending, let's do Bitcoin to USDT just to see the rate that we're gonna get. Sorry, it's a bit slow because my internet is not the best right now. So whatever, so let's do 1 BTC to USDT Tron, and here is a place where you have to paste your address and then it will send directly to that address. So that's how it works basically. So you have a sender, you have a payout address, and because you have to basically put that money in your account, and then you can send the recipient address, and then they will give you the equivalent amount based on the exchange rate here. It's not even loading. It's quite slow. Let's give it a second. So other than that, we're gonna also check the investment plans because they do have monthly and daily. Now truly, what I want to see and what I want to show you is that the daily yield is much better than the monthly yield, and perhaps is due to the fact that it's a preference of yours, even though it doesn't make really sense to choose the monthly yield over the daily yield. I don't know why. Sure, one does the withdrawal monthly, one does the withdrawal daily, but then again, who cares, right? If it returns more, then go for the daily plan if you want to go for it. And the one that is the most lucrative is 202% after a year, but that 202% is not the yield itself, it's the whole thing, meaning your principal plus yield, meaning eventually you're kind of doubling your money after a full year of locking your capital, and you don't have access to it. So yeah, you could say that. I'm not saying that it's so easy to get that on chain, it's not, it's really not. Like, yes, you might see these high APRs for a bit, but then they most likely will crumble, like usually when it comes to high APRs, they don't last that long unless it's a really self-sustaining platform. I don't know what's happening here. It's not even loading. Let's try ETH. Yeah, I'm sorry this is taking a bit longer than it should, but for some reason it's not even showing me. I think I'll give it just a couple of seconds. If it doesn't load, yeah, I'll just, and that's the thing, like, the platform is a bit laggy. So because I'm recording and I'm recording on another laptop which is slightly slower, So that affects, like, these platforms that don't have a great hosting plan and they're not put well, they're gonna lag with the, yeah, I'm just gonna quit this. You can try this yourself. Yeah, sure, I'm out. Let's go to the investment plans just to touch quickly on them, and then I can, you know, conclude all of this. But you're gonna see what I mean. You're gonna see that for the risk you're taking, the rewards are a bit underwhelming. So if I drop back down, you see, so the monthly plans, after a year, you get 60% yield. So, you know, so that goes into it. And then you see the daily plans, like I said, 102% after a year. So again, this goes back to the idea of risk versus reward, trust versus, you know, self-custody. And I think with that, I'm going to conclude it here. All right. So I tried my best to be objective. I really want to try my best not to so-called FUD specific projects, or I don't know, like give a very harsh opinion. I will just label things as they are. You know, there are positives, there are negatives. At the end of the day, people should know what they're getting themselves into, and the rest is history. All right. It's very important to be knowledgeable in a way where you know that this is gonna happen, you know the outcome eventually, but are you willing to take the risk in between? Then is your choice. Versus, you know, knowing all of these things but gaslighting the outcome and making it seem that it's not gonna be the case, and that's what people in ROI dApps do. And that's why I put up these very long, not very long, but very, you know, strict videos on such things, because I don't like the behavior of people behind these things versus whatever the thing is. It could be anything, doesn't matter. It's just that there are so many lies behind these things, and so much gaslighting, so much aggressivity, and so much, you know, personal attacks. And we're gonna talk about this later anyway. All right. And before I end this, our Telegram group is quite a cool place if you want to hang out. Come chill with us, mature investors, like-minded individuals. If you're somebody who want to learn more about crypto and DeFi within the realm of respect, you know, and chillness, come join us. All right, link is going to be in the description below. With that, see you in the next one. Have a good one.